Sake Journey with Kikizakeshi.
What do Junmai, Ginjo, and Daiginjo actually mean? These words appear on almost every sake label, but the meaning isn't always clear. Welcome, I'm Rakuda, a certified sake sommelier called Kikizakeshi, and my goal is to make sake simple and enjoyable for everyone. Thank you for watching. Today, I'll explain sake categories in the clearest possible way. They are based on two things: how much the rice is polished and whether a small amount of alcohol is added. That's the entire logic behind the names. Polishing removes the outer layers of the rice grain. For reference, everyday table rice is polished to about 90% to remove bran. Sake rice is polished much more to remove protein, vitamin, and lipids. More polishing creates lighter, cleaner, more aromatic sake. Less polishing creates richer, fuller, umami-driven flavors. Key benchmarks are 70%, 60%, and 50%. Junmai means pure rice, koji, yeast, and water only. Non-Junmai styles include a small amount of distilled alcohol. This addition is not for cheapening the sake. It lifts aroma, sharpens flavor, and creates a smooth, clean finish. Junmai Daiginjo is polished to 50% or less. Pure rice, ultra-polished sake with delicate, refined, often fruity aromas. The most elegant expression of sake. Daiginjo is polished to 50% or less, light, aromatic, and refined with a clean finish. Junmai Ginjo is polished to 60% or less, soft fruit notes, balanced aroma, and body, extremely versatile. Ginjo is polished to 60% or less, clean, smooth, lightly aromatic, very approachable. Junmai, no strict polishing rule, often around 60 to 70%, rich, savory, umami forward, excellent at room temperature or warm. Honjozo is polished to 70% or less. A touch of added alcohol creates a smooth, crisp, easy drinking style. Flavor map. Why categories aren't enough? These legal categories are helpful, but because they were designed for tax purposes, they don't fully describe how sake actually tastes. To understand flavor more intuitively, I use my own aroma triangle. Sake aromas can be broadly viewed in two directions. Fruity notes often created by certain yeasts, and rice-driven notes that come from the grain itself. These aren't separate boxes. They exist as a continuum, blending into each other depending on brewing choices. When we add a third dimension, the mature, deeper aroma that appeared with aging, we get a clear three-point structure. The aroma triangle maps the three poles, so you can understand sake flavor visually and intuitively. The SSI also teaches a framework called the Four Types. which we'll explore in the next lesson. Special categories. These are not real categories, but you'll see them often. 特別、生、濁り、sparkling, 古酒. We'll cover these deeper in future videos. These categories don't describe flavor perfectly, but they do offer some simple starting hints when choosing a bottle. If you enjoy fruity, aromatic, and very clear styles, you will probably like Ginjo or Daiginjo. If you prefer something still fruity and aromatic, but with a little more balance and body, then Junmai Ginjo or Junmai Daiginjo may suit you better. If you like rich and savory flavors with more umami, Junmai is usually the best match. If you want something clear, refreshing, and easy drinking, Honjozo is often a good choice. And if you enjoy warm sake, both Junmai and Honjozo tend to perform especially well when gently heated. For more precise understanding of flavor, the SSI Four Types and the Aroma Triangle introduced earlier provide a much clearer picture. We'll look at these next. Sake categories become simple once you understand rice polishing and the difference between Junmai and added alcohol. In the next lesson, we'll explore the SSI Four Types and see how sake flavor can be described more intuitively. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. See you the next lesson.